DJ General Mills.
Man, that was good. That was good. That was good. Listen, we've been live streaming for like 2 hours. We did the whole thing. I just want to go over a breakdown real quick. That was a great one, man. I kind of ate my words. Let me just say, I got everything written down just to go over everything real quick. But man, shout out to Ross. Shout out to Chainz. Shout out to Sam Sneak. Shout out to Issa, man. Everybody did their thing. Shout out to Swiss Beats. Shout out to Timbaland. This was a great versus. Man, I originally said that I had Chainz winning 11-9. I got my final score, and I actually got Chainz losing 11-9, man. Man, it was just such a great battle. Let me just go through them real quick. First battle was BMF versus No Lie. I gave that to Ross. BMF was just a bigger song than No Lie, in my personal opinion. Hustlin' versus I'm Different. Hustlin' was a huge song, but I'm Different kind of made or break Chainz. So I kind of gave that to Chainz, man. Like, that was just a bigger song. Overall, like, more people know about I'm Different than Hustlin', so I gave it to Chainz on that one. John Doe versus Effin' Problem, I gave that to Ross. It's kind of cheating because he played John Doe, and then he also played I'm Not a Star later on, which is the same song because it's the same hook. It just, one has Wayne and the other one wasn't. Besides that, we got Rich Forever versus Spend It. I gave that to Chainz just because that was back when Chainz was Titty Boy. And Spend It was just a dope verse. Dice Pineapples versus Duffel Bag. Dice Pineapples was the song of the summer in 2012. But man, Duffel Bag Boy was just the biggest. Like, nothing tops Duffel Bag Boy, straight up. Nothing topped Duffel Bag Boy. So I gave that to Chainz. MC Hammer versus I Love Them Strippers. I gave that to Ross. I think MC Hammer was a doper street record. Aston Martin Music versus Super Freak. Gave that to Ross as well. You had a Chrisette Michelle and a Drake on the verse or on the song. Aston Martin Music was huge, and then on top of that, Drake just bodied his freestyle when he pulled it out. So Aston Martin Music. Santorini Grease versus Bands That Make Her Dance. This was tough. This was only tough because Bands That Make Her Dance is like, that's a club anthem. And then Santorini Grease, I think that was the second song off of one of Ross's last projects. I think it's the project he had before the last one that dropped. That song was tough, man. Oh my gosh. I gave that to Chainz because I felt like that was a bigger record. Bands That Make Her Dance was a bigger record. And if we're talking about the artists themselves, Chainz ate on that verse a lot harder than, Ross could have on the whole thing. Now, that song, Santorini Grease, that's a top song, man. That's probably one of my favorite Rick Ross songs. But if we're talking about what each person meant for each song that they was on, I'm giving that to Chainz. I'm a Boss. Compared to Rich, I'm going with I'm a Boss, plain and simple. Freemason versus Feds Watching. It was Freemason. I think at this point, this is where Ross just goes on a tear. The Boss versus Good Drink. I gave that to Ross. F With Me versus Watch Out. I gave that to Ross. Devil in a New Dress versus 4 AM. Come on, I gave that to Ross. Like, Ross went on a 5-0 streak right there. Tears of Joy versus Big Amount. I gave that to Chainz. All Me versus Stay Scheming. I had to get that to Ross. Come on, Stay Scheming was just a big song. You got to get that to Ross. Don't Stop versus It's a Vibe. I gave that to Chainz. I'm not mad at you if you give that to Ross. They're two totally different vibes. Both were two big records. I just remember when Don't Stop came out, the clubs went crazy. When It's a Vibe came out, the club still went crazy. They were just in two totally different things. I gave that to Chainz, but if you gave that to Ross, that's fine. But I gave that to Chainz. I'm On One versus No Problem. I feel like that was a no-brainer. That was Chainz. I'm On One was a bigger song, but it was big because of Drake. It wasn't big because of Ross. Whereas No Problem, Ross like put his foot in No Problem. Wayne was even there, and I don't even know if Wayne had that much of an impact like Ross did. Once again, I'm Not a Star versus Birthday Song. I get it to Chainz because Birthday Song is a bigger song, but even then, Ross had already played John Doe, and I'm Not a Star and John Doe is technically the same song, same hook, same everything. Like, I don't know, but I get it to Chainz because Birthday Song was a bigger song anyway. Mafia Music versus Big Bank. I get it to Ross. Mafia Music was just a better song overall. Big Bank was a dope verse by Chainz, but Mafia Music was just a better song. It got interesting on the last song. So Ross played Rich Off Cocaine, and then he goes into his unreleased version of Famous, which would have been dope if they would have like did it easier. They didn't. Like, they stopped, they talked, they conversed, and then they did it. That was weird. And then it was up against Chainz verse on Mercy. I gave that to Chainz. Because Rich Off Cocaine is a dope song, but I don't know if that's going up against Mercy. But then when you add in Famous, a verse that we've never heard before, nah. Like, Chainz ate on Mercy. He was on a song with Pusha T, Kanye West, and Big Sean, and he demolished like his place right there. So I gave that to him. So I got 11-9 Ross winning, even though Chainz, that tail end, Chainz won 4 out of the last 5, or I should say, yeah, 4 out of the last 5. He won 4 out of the last 5. They had bonus rounds, Live Fast, Die Young versus Crack. I gave that to Chainz because Krenak was everywhere. Made Men versus Bees in the Trap. That should have made the original 20. And I still get it to Chainz because Bees in the Trap was tough. What's Free versus 2 Chainz' new record. I haven't really felt 2 Chainz' new record. I heard it sounded dope. It's gonna be a great single. I haven't felt it yet, so I gave that to What's Free. And then after that, they was just, they played a couple of records and got off. The highlight for everything for me this entire versus was the fact that Rick Ross had took his shirt off and had Shorty rub him down like he was at the massage parlor. I thought that was classic. That's classic Ross. Like I like Renzel like that mentality. Like, ain't nobody mess with me. So that was classic Ross. Like, I appreciate that. I love the fact that 2 Chainz brought out the essential workers to do their job because, yes, this is Atlanta, and yes, strippers are essential workers in Atlanta. Case closed. I don't care what nobody says. Strip club never really closed down. Like, even the kitchen was open. I mean, you've seen what happened with Lou Williams, but don't worry about that. All I'm saying was that this was a great versus. When we're talking about verses overall, it may not be top 5, but it's definitely top 10. I think there's been 17 verses. It's definitely top 10. This was a great verses overall. And so, yeah, man, like that whole, the single's gonna be great and everything like that. So I appreciate it. Sam Buckets, shout out to you for the follow. Billy, I see you in here wilding. Y'all go follow Billy. Like, Billy be wilding. I don't understand. By the way, I don't understand Twitch. Like, I can see all the viewers on my thing. It's about 20 viewers here, but then Twitch only shows 2. I'm a little confused at that, but whatever. I don't really understand it. It just is what it is. But man, overall, a great versus. Like, I'm just happy that everything was crazy. Everything went good.
DJ General Mills.